back to my channel. Novice Nurse here, aka Pierre. So it has officially been week 1 of my medical assistant program. I started on Monday. It is now Friday. I started Monday, August 12th. It is now Friday, August 16th. I'm gonna go over what I've done so far this week and what I've been doing, where I'm at, what I'm learning, things like that. So first things first, Monday, my teachers are super nice, both of them. They're like, there's 2 of them. One's the director, one's more of like, well, they both teach, but one is the director. And they're both very nice. One is an EMT, the other is a registered nurse. And she gives me a lot of information about being a nurse. And I really like her. She thinks that I'm very professional, and that I carry myself professionally and very well. And she thinks I will make a great nurse. I don't know, she's just trying to flatter me, but that's what she said. So she said I'll make a great nurse, that I'm very detail oriented and all of that. So first things first, as you can see, I am wearing scrubs. So I was told day 1, I wore like a button up and some like leggings, some Toms and a sweater, because it was sometimes it's cold in the classroom. And she said we do have to wear scrubs, so we have to wear navy scrubs. So this is my top. This is like Grey's Anatomy top. Pants I had, and it has these pockets right here. This one has 2 pockets in one. And then my scrub pants are just like regular tie. They tie right here and they reach the floor. These are my sneakers. They're Reeboks. I like them because they match. I look very matchy. So I bought 2 of each top. So I have 2 of the same top, 2 of the same bottom. It was kind of hard to find scrubs that were in this color. I went to Burlington Coat Factory. They had scrubs. I went to Former Mills. They had scrubs. And I went, I think that's it. Oh, Target. So Target didn't have any scrubs. Burlington Coat Factory had scrubs, but they only had like tops in this color. And Former Mills had scrubs, but they only had bottoms in this color. Oh, not these pants also have side pockets, by the way. They have pockets here, pockets here. So they're really good. They don't got back pockets though. And they got a hook like for maybe keys or something. So they're nice. I like them. They're comfortable and they're soft. So they're 2 different. I don't know what brand this is. This is like a no brand. The pants are like no brand, but they both match. So it works out. And then I have my little sneakers that match my whole outfit, which I think I really like. And so I'm wearing this like satin scrunchie to keep my hair back. Now my hair is considered short because of how curly it is. So my curls come up to here, and because it comes to my chin, it's not considered long. It doesn't need to be pulled back, but because it's like 5th day hair, this is what, 6th day hair, I pulled my hair back because it started frizzing up, and I was like, yeah, let me pull my hair back. So, but for the first like 3 days, I wore my hair out and it was completely fine. They were fine with it. And so yeah, so I'm gonna get right into what I've been learning. So like I told you guys in my school supplies, I've been bringing my binder. They provided a binder and books, but this binder is more sturdy, so I'll just use this one. So as I showed you in the last video, I've been using my dividers, and so I'll show you some of the papers they've been giving me. These are all the papers I've gotten so far this week. I'm gonna go through each one. This is a flow chart. So this week we've been learning temperature, blood pressure, pulses, respirations. So the girls in my class are all, by the way, they're all really super nice. I like them. So I had to do their temperatures. I had to learn different forms of temperature. I had to learn blood pressure, how to do blood pressure, pulses, how to do pulses, how to do respirations, and then you get their name or their initial to say who you did it on. So that's the flow chart, and we use these like every day. I also, like for homework, sometimes I have to do it on my boyfriend, so I have my boyfriend's name here too, and different, like his different pulses and things like that. So this one is like homework that I got that I filled on Monday. The homework that I've gotten so far, we had homework Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they checked she checked Monday and Tuesdays, but she didn't check Wednesdays. And oh my god, the chapters they're not dense, but the homework is kind of dense. I wouldn't say it's dense as in it's hard to understand, but it's like a lot of writing. So, and I haven't been in school in 10 years. I'm not used to writing by hand, so all of this writing, I don't know if I can see, yeah, all this like handwriting stuff is just a lot, and having to go back and like maybe reread it so I can make sure I understand it, and then we get like key terms or vocabulary. So I haven't really like like tried memorizing the vocabulary yet because they haven't told us to yet, and this particular course is all about like doing what they said to do. So of course eventually we're going to be tested on vocabulary, but until I should probably start studying it now, and I probably will, but right now I'm just kind of focusing on everything day by day. Probably might start focusing on vocabulary during the weekend. So this particular chapter is chapter 19. So we get this big old book. I don't have it in here right now, but it's a big old book. It's called like the medical assistant like textbook or whatever. And our homework, we're getting papers right now because our workbooks haven't come in yet. But when our workbooks do come in, they coincide with the textbook. And you go to the chapter, and this particular chapter, this is what I did on Monday, it's called Infection Control and Medical Asepsis. So that's one. And then this one's about the patient interview, how to interview your patient. This one is vital signs, so how to do vital signs, and it's kind of like what we're doing mostly since Wednesday. We've been doing mostly vital signs. And let's see, oh, and then this one's physical examination, so how to do a physical examination, which coincides with vital signs. And then this is the structure of medical assisting terminology, so some more vocabulary, information on how to do prefix, suffix, the root words, things like that, like nursing school type vocabulary that you're gonna have to learn eventually, like terminology or whatever. So this is definitely gonna, like knowing this now is definitely gonna help me in nursing school. And then this is more vocabulary. A lot of this I kind of know already because I've been, like I told you guys, I've been doing anatomy, physiology terminology, and like flashcards. So some of the stuff I kind of know, so a lot of it I don't, but I will learn it. And it says talk like a medical assistant. So here I haven't gone over this yet, but I will eventually. And talking like how to use terminology like A&D, means admitting and discharge, or whatever, certain terminology that everyone should know. And this is also some like wording, some more terminology. Okay, so whenever we are working with each other, we get paired up a lot. So this is like a interview, a patient interview. So I have to say, hello, my name is, first I have to put some hand sanitizer on my hand. So we have different stations, and we practice in different stations every day. So there's hand washing, there's drug like vocabulary and like analysis. There's blood pressure, pulse, respirations, height and weight, like how to do certain procedures. Like there's different stations or whatever, and we all like switch off every so often. Class is about 5 hours long, so, and then we have a 30-minute lunch. So it seems like a long time, but it really isn't. Like by the time next time I know, like it's time to go. So it goes by because you're really interactive. So in this particular one, I was doing one of my classmates, and you just say, oh, like, hello, hi, my name is Pierre, I'll be your medical assistant for the day. May I get your name and date of birth? Okay, well, I'm gonna be doing your pulses, is that okay? And then they say yes, and they say, okay, well, first I'm gonna go over your health history, and then you go over that with them, then their family history, and then their medication supplements, reason why they're visiting, ask them like questions based off their sex, like women questions like pregnancies and stuff, and man questions like erectile dysfunction. And then you have them sign or whatever. Usually they will do this in the waiting room. You won't have to do this in the room, but you might go over it with them depending on how your hospital functions. And then this is about like exercise and pulse rate and how it'll affect your pulse rate, and having to like check someone's pulse rate sitting down, laying down, standing up, doing jumping jacks, things like that. It's different ways. And yeah, that's it. So that's what I've been learning mostly this week. I guess it's a lot, but I mean, it's an what is it called, a accelerated program. So of course I'm going to be learning things very quickly. I think I pretty much feel like I'm getting everything. Sometimes I have trouble with respirations, only because you're not supposed to tell your client that, or your patient, that you're doing their respirations, because they might alter their breathing. So you're supposed to like do respirations at the same time that you're doing your your pulse, which sometimes can be like, I don't know, for me a little awkward just standing there, and they want us to do it for the whole full minute. So you're like doing 2 minutes just standing there doing their pulse, and obviously in the field you probably won't do 2 minutes. You'll do either 30 seconds or 15 seconds and then multiply it by 2 or 4. But I'm getting better at it. I've been practicing. So I think what I'm really good at right now is I've been really good at blood pressure. I have a really good control of the knob, which I thought at first, I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to do this knob thing, but I'm actually pretty decent at it. So so yeah, so, and they give us stethoscopes, and they give us the blood pressure cuff or whatever. And so when I get home, I have to do these things on my boyfriend or someone nearby, and there's nobody else here except for my boyfriend and Chase is a dog. So that's that. But so I'll show you guys the stethoscope or whatever and all that. This is my stethoscope. It matches my outfit. Eh? So I wear it like this. I feel like such a nurse. Like this. Like I'm like, oh, I look so cute. So anyway, obviously I'm not a nurse, guys. But anyway, I wear it like this, and then, you know, it's supposed to, whatever is forward, so it's going forward. So I put it in my ears. Ooh, it's loud. And then I listen to someone's heartbeat. Breathing. We haven't done these with respirations yet, but we'll probably get to it. So that's that. And this is doing someone's blood pressure. Ooh. So it has the little, you know, thing that when you squeeze it, it moves up. It's not doing it now because it's not around anybody's arm. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying the class. The class is like a lot of fun. It's funny because like I said, my professors are very hands-on. They want to make sure you're doing what you need to do. They're very like, they want you to succeed. Like I can really tell. And I'm really good at reading people. I'm a Pisces, by the way, so I'm really good at reading people, and I'm really good at telling someone's true intentions, even if I'm not even in their face. Like I can tell someone's true intentions, and I can really tell that they really care about their students and they want us to all like win. And you know, even if they don't really care, like they want us to win because it makes them look good. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, it's like win-win for them, win-win for us kind of thing. So, but I really do feel like they genuinely care about us. They're both very, very nice. Today, my professor actually, the director actually asked me to come sit down with her and talk to her, ask her what I think about the class so far. I told her I really like the class. It's a lot of fun. She's like, fun? It's not supposed to be fun. But she was joking, of course. And I'm like, no, it is, because like I'm not bored. Like there was like one day I was kind of like dozing a little bit, and it was literally like the last 30 minutes of class because we were going over terminology, and I was tired as I don't know what. I just ate, so I had the itis. But yeah, like other than that, like everything's really interactive. We also like paired up with like the PM class. So I'm in the AM class, there's a PM class, and the PM classes are high school students. So high school students get a chance to like come and do medical assistance. So by the time they graduate, they're certified. I go right into the field, which is really cool. Which I did stuff like that when I was in high school. It's funny because my high school offered that, but when I was in high school, I thought I was gonna be a fashion designer. So, and my school didn't offer fashion design classes. I just did like clubs or whatever. But whatever. Anyway, so yeah, like it's a lot of fun or whatever. And my teacher, she was asking me, we were having conversations. I was able to like openly ask her questions about nursing school or whatever, and talk to her about like, you know, what classes are gonna be hard, and you know, she said you have a good plan. I think your plan's really good. So I feel really confident about what I'm doing. I feel like I mean, she's like, you're a thinker. I can tell you're a thinker. You think about things, you know, you're very thoughtful or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm a Pisces. It's like, no, I'm just a very OCD person, and like I overanalyze everything. I overthink everything. I'm a planner too. So everything that I do has a purpose, has a motive. Unless it's sometimes there's certain things I do that obviously I don't think about, but trust me, after I do it, I'm like, wait, I hope that didn't come off wrong. Wait, how did that come off? Or maybe they thought it was like this, maybe they thought it was like that. Like, so obviously some things aren't intentional, but I'll think about it after, like, oh my God, like, and beat myself about it. But anyway, yes, the point is I'm a thinker. And so, yeah, but like I said, if you guys all know my schedule, speaking of my schedule, school starts in a week and a half, and I'm like, oh my God, because coming home every day, so I get home like around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I am tired, guys, tired. But then again, it's my first week, and I'm the type of person that gets used to my schedule, gets used to my environment over time. So I know that like if I keep doing this, I'll get used to it and it'll be just like nothing. But y'all, I'll be coming home tired. Like I want to take a nap. I don't want to study. I don't want to do homework. So sometimes I do my homework on the bus, so I don't have to like worry about it. But most of the times I'm just like, oh my God, like I want to come home, take a nap, and then I'll sleep for 3 hours. Next thing I know, it's 7 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I give myself to like midnight to do everything I need to do, which includes cooking, cleaning, taking a shower. Oh my God. So it's like I need to learn to like use those 3 hours wisely. And I'm like, geez, like when school starts, I already registered for 3 classes. So like I said, I'm registered for anatomy and physiology, nutrition, and statistics. people are starting to make me feel not so scared about statistics, because they say like people who are usually really good at math suck at statistics and are amazing at like algebra, and then people who are really bad at math are really good at statistics and really suck at algebra. I suck at math, so that probably means I'll probably be better at statistics. And because I think I told you guys, I watched a 1-hour video about statistics on YouTube, and I was like, this isn't hard. Like, what the heck? This is not that bad. Like, I could do this. Like, what? But it's not really about it being hard. It's more so about like, if you can like do it, you know what I mean? If you could get the like work done, you can get the, you know, you can get it. You basically depends on like your teacher. It depends on a lot of little factors that factor into your grade, not necessarily if you're like good at it. Also, careless mistakes. Do you have time to study? Do you have time to do your homework? Like, so technically it's like, I feel like I'll be taking like 3 or 4 classes, because my anatomy and physiology, my anatomy and physiology is a lab and a lecture. So I can do my lab whenever I feel like it, but I have to do my lab, and I don't really know the intensity of the classes. Like I said, I've been in college before, so I know how college is run, and I've done classes that aren't art related, like liberal arts classes. So I know when they tell you to read something, they want you to read it, and they want you to study it. Like, I get that, but at the same time in college, I didn't like pay as much attention into those classes, because I was too busy worried about my studio classes. So I'm like, well, I have a different brain now, or not a brain, but mindset now. So whatever I want to do, put my mind to, I know I can, but I'm just like, okay, is it gonna be too much? That's kind of my thing. And also too, I'm not pressed to have 3 classes this semester. I don't need to start until next spring, because like, I want to spend a year as a medical assistant. Like, I want to spend time as a medical assistant. I guess I can always work at a hospital as a medical assistant on the weekends, but you're not supposed to work when you're in an accelerated program. And I'm like, 6 months as a medical assistant isn't long enough. Not 6 months, but like less than a year isn't long enough. Long story short, I'm like worried about getting my work in and like paying off loans and money and like things like that. I want to be able to afford it, but also too, if I graduate sooner, that means that's the quicker I'll start making money. You know what I mean? Let's keep in mind, guys, that I'm 29. I do want to get married, I do want to have kids, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time in school, because not because of the married factor, because I'm pretty sure, you know, you can get married in between, or you can, you know, that's fine. But I'm talking about like kids. I don't want to be having kids while I'm a nurse in school. I don't want to be having kids in my first year of working as a nurse. I want to be able to like get my skills in, and even though I know you're always learning as a nurse, I need at least a year, I feel, as a nurse before I be popping out babies of my own and, you know, whatever. Obviously, there's a lot of options in a medical field. I can always do home health and stuff like that. But again, I feel like I should have that 1 year as a nurse in a hospital as my foundation. You know what I mean? I don't want to complicate it with like a child, which obviously I'm going to want to spend time with and dedicate time to. And I know when you're working in a hospital, you're working 3 days a week. How do you do that with the infant? I mean, I'm kind of jumping here. This is what I mean by the whole overthinking thing. But I'm trying to keep my future in mind. You know, I'm not pressed to have kids now, obviously, but I don't want to be like 35 having a kid. So, like, yeah. I mean, I don't know, that's like too much information. But the point is that I just want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. I obviously feel like everything's gonna fall into place the way it's supposed to be. So my thing is I'm still registered for 3 classes, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to stay registered for 3 classes. And when the first week of school comes in, you know what? I'll try doing all 3 classes. If I know for sure, oh heck, no, this is too much. If I know it's too much and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna drop statistics. Because yeah, it doesn't make sense to, it just doesn't make sense to like, you know, it doesn't make sense to stretch myself out that much, especially since I'm doing this accelerated medical assistant program and everything, and I do have to read for that, and I do have to pass a state board with that too. So yeah, we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on everything as it comes. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do everything, but that's where I am now. And I just wanted to touch base with you guys and tell you how it was my first week of class. I will talk to you guys about my second week of class next week and how that was. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then obviously my third week of class will be the week that I had started my prerequisites. And so you guys will get a gist on how that is, and you'll have an understanding of where I'm at with that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh, and sorry if I like miss anything, or if there's anything you guys want to know, ask any questions, whatever, please feel free to leave comments below and I will answer your questions. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.